Welcome everyone, this is Zozo Stockwatch, and this is your Stockwatch list for Wednesday, August 9th. Right now we're looking at the futures in the overnight session, and we have the Dow futures down about 37, the S&P futures down about 8, NASDAQ futures trading down about 26 at the moment. Seems to be some major politico going on between the United States and Korea. Trump having some strong words, and Korea signaling that they might want to shoot some missiles at Guam. So things are heating up between the United States and Korea, and the market reflected that today. And we'll go ahead and show you the SPY. And as you can see here on the SPY, we had this doji kind of candle. We gapped up this morning. We had broken up through that 248 level, and we were pushing higher. And I rarely use these Bollinger Bands, but when I see candles like this, I put it on. So we came up to the Bollinger Band and basically, retrace. Now that's after the fact, but we can keep this here as a marker that we did come up through the Bollinger Band. And usually what happens if you do come up and break up through the Bollinger Band, not all the time, nothing is 100%, but then you might start to get a pullback. It's nothing major right now. We're still above the 20 SMA. We have the 50 SMA still in an uptrend. The market still is in an uptrend. I mean, even if the market came down to the 100 SMA, it wouldn't be, a terrible thing. But we do have Korea on our slate right now, and things are heating up with Korea. So we'll take a look at some other markets and whatnot. We have the IYT, and that's the transports. And as you can see, they were moving down, and while the Dow was moving up, and we came down to the 200 SMA, and we bounced, and now we're kind of pulling back. We never were able to get back over the 50 SMA thus far. Right now we're back below the 10 SMA. I'll open this up. So we're back below the 10 SMA, and let me take these Bollinger Bands off. They're a great tool, but I don't want to I have enough on my chart as it is. So then the next thing we'll look at is the Dow Jones and the Dow Jones 30, and so we've been riding up for about 9 days straight, and this is the first day out of 10 that we've had a reversal candle like this, but we still are holding above the 5 EMA on the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and still above that 22,000. So still, strength, although this candle, we'll have to see how it confirms. Is it going to break down and how hard? But as you see, I showed you the future. So right now we're looking at a down opening on the markets, unless things can reverse. It's early. It's about we'll call it 8:45 my time. IBB, we'll take a look at that, and this is not showing much strength, still below the 10 SMA on the IBB. The COMPQX, the NASDAQ Composite, same thing, doji candle, but still above the 20 SMA. So we'll see, if bears are gonna have the wherewithal to pull us, down, and see if they can get us all the way back down to the 50 SMA. A big task for the bears in this market. It's been dip buyers on pretty much every sell-off. Dip buyers have come in, so we'll see if they're going to show up again tomorrow. IWM, which is your Russell 2000, still holding above the 100 SMA, but we are below the 20 SMA right here, and below the 10 SMA and the other fast-moving averages. So IWM showing signs of weakness there. IWC, the micro cap index fund, holding above the 100 SMA, but below all the fast moving averages currently. So let's see if there was anything else that I wanted to show you. We'll look at oil, USO. Still struggling at that 1025 area, but still above and holding above, some of the faster moving averages, the 20, the 13, but we are below the 10. We'll look at oil real fast. This is WTI oil. They still can't get it. Oops, XOIL. Light sweet crude is the one that we want. Still can't get it above this 50 mark, and it wasn't going to be easy to get over $50 on oil. But we are holding above the 20. We're holding that 49 spot, 48.50 spot, but 50 is the spot oil wants to try to get over. So, things are, dull for the summer, but yet they're not dull with Korea and, things going on in Washington as far as the health care. Is Donald Trump going to be able to get his agenda through or not? That's the big question. Will he be able to get the tax cuts through? So, that's all kind of, weighing on the market maybe. And we'll see what kind of decisions are going to come out of Washington. But right now, it looks like Korea is the hottest story right now. So we'll go through some news that came out after the bell. This ACHN was up in the after hours, and the news interim results demonstrate ability of ACH 4471 to reduce LDH and improve hemoglobin. So interim result, and this stock just took off, and I'll show you that chart in a moment. Then we had some earnings come out, and we had Disney come out with earnings, and that stock is taking a hit. Priceline, PCLN, also came out with earnings. That stock taking a hit. Hertz came out with a big miss after hours. Disney's not going to show their movies. Disney talked they will be ending distribution agreement with Netflix on new releases, talk circulating. So then Netflix dropped in after hours. HALO earnings per share and revenue beat. VSAT FSAT earnings per share and revenue beat. True earnings per share inline, revenue beat, but I believe True was down in after hours on their earnings. Let's see, what else do we have? I'm just going to go through this fast, and then we'll go into the stocks to watch. Let's see, Netflix once again shares dive as Disney says it's pulling content, and that was from CNBC. Then we had the API crude data come out, and I believe it was not good for oil. Let me just check the USO. Yeah, so oil was down in after hours also. Cala filed Form S3, 250 million common stock offering. Here's your numbers on the API data that came out at 4:30, so that didn't help oil. AEZS was halted after hours, then they reopened it, and it did move up. I'll check it again as we get into the charts. Let's see, engages advisors and provides update to shareholders. So I guess they're thinking about putting themselves up for sale on AEZS. And then let's see if we had any other earnings that are interest. Twinkie, if you eat Twinkies, earnings per share inline, misses on revenue for Twinkie. CVG, Convergys beats by 6 cents, missed on revenue. BEAT, it actually beat by 2 cents but missed on revenue. Next up we had Pola. That was a recent IPO, POLA. Misses by 7 cents and missed on revenue, so not good there at all. CLR, earnings per share and revenue beat on CLR. Let's see, Zynga and Zillow came out with earnings, and they were at their lows after hours. Let's see, ACRX Partners misses by a penny, misses on revenue. INO beats by 8 cents, beats on revenue for INO. Bold came out with a 250 million mixed shelf. Some of your earnings, a lot more earnings coming out tomorrow also. Some earnings after Wednesday's close, and you see Door, that's connected with Home Depot. So Door and what else? XONE, XOG, XON, ATHX, Jack, which is a hamburger joint, SGMO, SIEN, to name a few. After hours, I'm looking to see if there was any, huge names, but don't see any. And then before the bell, let's see, anything stand out? WWW, Wendy's, Crocs, SSYS, SNAK, SINA, SINA, ARRY coming out before the bell, to name a few. SBLK, this is a shipper. They beat by 2 cents and beat on revenue. Trox beat by 16 cents, beat on revenue. Let's see, anything else standing out? Here we go. Top insider purchases after hours. JCAP, PK, BK, the CEO purchased close to 190,000 shares, and so that was on symbol BK. SBUX director purchased 18,000 shares. PRTY, Party City CEO, purchased 65,000 shares at $14.50. So and then we have gold moving up in the overnight session so far, up about $9 in gold. So that's some of your news, and let's just take a quick look at some of the stuff that happened after hours. This was Disney, so that got slammed after their earnings. Netflix also jammed down on that one we mentioned, ACHN. This is the one that had that powerful move on the news. And AEZS also pushed up a tad, but then pulled back on AEZS. Let me see what else was there, if there was anything else that I want to mention as far as the after hours. True had earnings, TRUE, that's the car, and that dropped, TRUE. Let's see, Fossil, FOSL, took a big hit in the after hours on their earnings report. Let's see what else was down. MXL also took a big hit in after hours. Let's see if there was anything up. Let's check on ACAD. This stock had popped, retraced, but holding above in about the middle of the range, I should say. ALRM. This one gapped up on their earnings, so ALRM. Anything else? PXLW. This one popped in the after hours. Semiconductor name, PXLW. So that one moved up in the after hours. So I don't have an extensive watch list tonight because we do have the futures down, and I just want to show you this again. They are kind of heating up, and we are down 10 on the ES futures currently. And this is the trade exchange calendar for a list of information coming out for tomorrow. Just be aware, tonight around 9:30 p.m. We do have some economic information coming out of China. So that'll be around 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. Tomorrow for Wednesday, we have the MBA mortgage applications at 7 a.m. We do have some Fed speak tomorrow. Charles Evans will be speaking. We have the EIA petroleum report at 10:30, wholesale trade at 10 o'clock. And that's pretty much it for tomorrow for the economic information. So we'll go ahead and go right into the watch list for tomorrow. So first up for the watch list is this ACHN. We'll have to keep an eye on this. Had a big pop. I mean, you might get a possible short out of this if you can find shares available on ACHN after this big pop. If not, if it does pull back, we might get a chance to play it to the long side. So we'll see, how the market's going to be tomorrow. AEZS. I'm not expecting much from this one. It popped and then gave it all back, but I'll keep it on watch. Not a favorite. AGI is a gold stock. We'll go ahead and move over to the daily chart. I think if this can get over, 765 or so, with gold moving up in the overnight session tonight, there may be some gold plays. Pick your poison in some of these AUY, HMY. That's a gold mining stock. I don't know if the big ones are going to move like NEM or RGLD or GOLD, but those are some gold stocks. Like I said, I'll be watching this AGI just because it has this, tight wedge pattern here, and if it can get over maybe 765, 770, maybe we get that continuation up on AGI gold stock. ALRM, like I mentioned, they had earnings and they popped it. It's up at 43 in the after hours here. So it's up quite a bit, but we'll see maybe if there's a pullback. I also said that about cores today, and that thing just kept moving up, through 44, and then it ran up almost another $1 and change. So ALRM, might be in play tomorrow. We'll see, how the market's going to be. CAPR, kind of basing above the 5 EMA, the 10 SMA, the light blue line you see here, and holding above the 20. It popped, pulled back, kind of going sideways. Maybe if this can get over $1.25, you can see I'm not very enthusiastic about this list because we do have the futures down. But stranger things have happened. Dip buyers could come in and make the market be great tomorrow. We'll see. CERS, same thing, kind of holding above the 5 EMA, holding above the moving averages. We had a high today of 264. There was a previous high of 263. So over, 265, 266 for CERS, possibly. CLRB gapped up almost 6 million shares in this name, so I'll let it set up maybe intraday on CLRB and see where that takes us. Looks like 2 will be the big spot, closed at $1.76. Maybe over like $1.85, might get a continuation move. CUTR, they had earnings yesterday, big pop in the name. So if the market pulls back, I'm looking for like strong names like this to maybe reverse if the market reverses. It did have nice earnings. They popped it up to 34. Obviously some profit taking. Who wouldn't on a big move like that? So, but medical devices, and we'll see if we can get possible entry into that one. DRYS, a lot of social media talk about this. I guess it's, perking up. It did have some nice moves intraday. This is a 5-minute pre and post market chart you're looking at. So we had a pop here and then another continuation move. So, maybe Dries is going to get off the floor finally. We'll see. Not a favorite. FGEN, this is another one of those that gapped up with earnings and news and whatnot. So we'll see if this will set up. Big pop, big gap up, strong stock. GoPro has been strong, so I'm looking at strong stocks and seeing if they're going to pull back. Maybe this will pull back to 10 or 9.85 for possible reversal play in GPRO. KOPN, another strong stock, looks like $4 is in the way, so we'll see if we can get a possible continuation move or pullback, red to green or something like that in KOPN. KTOS, now this is a defense sector stock, security and protection services. Looks like it's trying to take out this 12 spot. 2 million shares traded in KTOS. LC, it's been very strong, big volume, so we'll see if we can get a play on this LC. Like I said, I'm looking for strong stocks that may pull back, that I can get an entry. MYOK, they just came out with an offering. Let me see if I can find that for you. I thought I had that. MYOK. Bear with me 1 second. I think I know where I put that news. MYOK. Okay, here we go. MYOK, they priced 3.5 million shares at $35.50 per share. So that's on MYOK. So we'll see. It's had a big move, big volume. See if we can get a setup on this MYOK. Once again, I'm looking for strong stuff that maybe is going to pull back tomorrow, and maybe I get an entry. ONDK, strong stock, kind of tweezer topish here though at that 520 spot, but it's been having good volume, good run. Maybe if this pulls back to 460 or 475, maybe some buyers, dip buyers come in. Now that the market's on the weak side a little bit, we have to kind of look for some of these inverse plays. So these are not to be held overnight, but SDS is an inverse of the SPY. So when you go long this, the SPY will be moving down, okay? So this is an inverse SDS. So this is basically you're shorting the market. All right, so I'll be looking for setups on this SDS. Another one is SPXU, same thing, inverse of the S&P 500. So once again, if you go long this, that means the market is moving down, okay? So it's basically you're playing something long while the market is moving down. So you're kind of shorting the market by going long. TZA, same thing, but this is on the basically the IWM, the Russell 2000. And so once you go long this, you're expecting the IWM to move down, and this will move up for you. TZA, UVXY. This is kind of like playing the fear in the market, the VIX. So I've never played this one. I usually do the TZA, the SDS, the SPXU, and the TZA, but this UVXY can be a mover too. I think there's a TVIX also. Yes, there is. And so you see the volume that came in on some of these today, and this is a 2-time short. And then UVXY is a also a short term move in the VIX. So if volatility builds up, these will move up, and you see this had big volume. These are not to be held overnight, okay? I want to stress that. UVXY and all these type of plays are not to be held overnight. They could be very dangerous. Another stock that I have on watch, VRAY. If it can break 6 or maybe pull back to 550, 545, almost 2 million shares on VRAY. Last one is this WPRT Auto Parts. And looking for that maybe $2 break or a possible red to green move. 1.2 million shares traded. All right, so like I said, I'm not enamored with this list, and we do have the futures red, but we'll see. Maybe the numbers from China can turn that around at around 9:30ish whenever they put their numbers out on in China, and we'll see how the day's going to progress tomorrow. All right, this has been Zozo Stock Watch. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this video educated you and gave you some idea generation and taught you a few things. And thank you for the support for the channel, and hit that like button and also retweet my videos. I'd greatly appreciate that. Have a very nice evening. Thank you so much for listening.